You are listening to Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle, Jeremy Sanchez, and Mikey Douglas, only on LA Talk Radio.
What going on, people? This is your boy Case, aka Face, doing Those Casual Reds on LA Talk Radio. And once again, we were brought to you by Balorni & Mulliken LLP, one of the finest law firms in the state of California with a 98% success rate. Personal injury, wrongful death. Who that pun thing? If you slip in Nordstrom's on some soda, I don't know, shampoo, you can sue them at 747-444-4444. Ask for Hike, Ashat, Ani, Vahe. They have a full staff of lovely, 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 lovely people who are there to help you. For you come in, call them, they get you that free consultation and get some money. And if you want to sue me, my name is Mikey Douglas. All right, let's bring everybody in, Sam. Gentlemen, how we doing? Everyone in the studio. I got my man right here, Cheese, to the left, across from me, Jeremy. Once again, back with me is we got Bandito Mike. He's back with us. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Back from vacation in Mexico.
Wow. Lovely pictures, too. Lovely pictures. Great hair in Mexico. Big Mikey, what's up?
What's going on, man? South got something to say. I want to start off with I've got this petition here. And just to get Roy Keane kicked off the airwaves.
Wow. I will not be supporting that petition. Wow.
That's a roast. He says whatever.
That's heavy.
Extreme. Hey, you could do petitions in England?
Yeah, I don't know. He's trying to lose his United supporters card. That's what he's trying to do.
I could do anything I put my mind to.
Join us for the first time. Our guy Beto. My man who knows all the information, all the stats, all the who's. He gets it from the Daily Breeze. He gets it from Telemundo, wherever he can get information. He'll talk. Did you one time you said you got information from a trainer one time or something? I was like, how you know this? How you speak to the trainer?
You laugh, but Univision and Telemundo is like Mexicans ESPN.
I forgot to talk to you guys. Cheese, how you feeling?
I mean, I'm still working out. You know, I still got my Liverpool win momentum
going. Well, I'm glad that's still in you.
But my mood is way different.
Yeah, yours and mine.
Yeah.
Jerem, how you been?
Feeling good. I'm feeling okay. Feeling good. You know, I didn't run 4 miles, but you know.
Who ran 4 miles?
I don't know. Cheese, he said he ran 4 miles.
Don't let him gas you. He is not running 4 miles.
I did smash like 3 burgers, but that's about it.
Well, guys, it's a big show. Man. There's a lot to talk about.
Double game week.
Obviously, we're off the disappointing draw to Brentford.
I told you.
Okay, well, since Mikey's there, who's chiming in already?
That's the worst part.
You want to go first, Mike?
Go ahead, Mikey.
I mean, you never know what you're gonna get with this team because these guys are not good enough. They're not consistent. They've been inconsistent under every coach they've had for the most part. The newer guys are underperforming, but you never know with this team, man. You could put anybody out there. It's just not happening. The batch of guys that we have are not good enough for this team. That's just what it is. About that? I said we could go in this game and lose. We got a draw, and everybody's acting like we lost because it's kind of like a loss. We should have lost the game. Yeah. So
I think the mannerism of the draw, how it happened in 90 seconds, and we've seen this team kind of fall apart after scoring goals. Matter of fact, I made the mistake of walking around the pub like this is and someone tapped me. I promised on everything. Someone tapped me, Casey. Chill out. It's not over. And I turned around and saw them put in the goal.
Yeah.
And then my head was down on the table, and it was instant disappointment. Give me another shot.
Yeah, you know.
Bandito.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Cheese. How you going?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, even brand new fans at the pub catching a game for the first time was like, yo, the air in here just like deflated. Like, you guys were like up, excitement, like everything was boiling over, and then you conceded that goal, and like you could hear a pin drop inside. It was wild.
Shout out to the brand new fans, by the way. It was nice meeting the brand new fans.
I think it's in the manner that we lost, right? To the point where we were gonna rob that game. We did not deserve to win that. What was that stat? That 6 times that Man United has allowed 20 or more shots. Let that sink in, especially Brentford. That's a squad in a lower tier of the Premier League. And then for us not even to be able to have 2 minutes to defend that lead, to just go from that high of we're gonna rob this to okay, now we're tied. Just the fashion and the way we lost it. I mean, we tied was just gut wrenching, right?
Yep, tie that feels like a loss. Yep.
Yeah.
Mikey, Bandito, you watched it in Mexico. What was your reaction?
Actually, live, I was in transit, so I watched it back when I got home. Yeah, it was terrible. The way they played was terrible. And Brentford was a team that's not really in great form.
No, they weren't. That's the worst part.
They don't really play well at home either. They've only got a few victories at home. But yeah, we are Jekyll and Hyde. We're all over the shop. So yeah, like you said, I already knew the outcome. So I was like, well, maybe, it looks like they could have nicked it, but then just to concede again. And I think if you get a point out of that, I mean, you don't deserve it.
And the thing, I'm gonna come to you, Beto. What's fucked up for me is I get gassed. You know what I mean? And Mikey's the one. It's just look at him shaking his head. I'm the one like, no. Let's start those back. No, you got to have expectations. And I think that when all our guys there, I wouldn't expect to win. Beto, am I tripping to go into this game against a bottom of the table team and be like, okay, so we're going to have this person back. Kobe's in good form. We got 2 fullbacks now. Only thing that was missing was what? The Casemiro didn't play, right?
Yeah, he didn't start.
Rasmus is back. So was it wrong for me to have expectations to beat Brentford, or this team is what Bandito says and Mikey says, it's a Jekyll and Hyde that you can consistently believe they're going to be Jekyll and Hyde? Am I wrong, man?
Yeah, you're wrong, man. When I heard everybody that was back, I was happy. But then when I saw the lineup, I'm like, oh yeah, we win this. It's still gonna feel like a loss, and we drew. So I mean, that's just what we got right now,
Yeah, very deflating. Very deflating. I mean, I saw something in what's this thing? Football One Football, and somebody from the Telegraph got it. Somehow they were in the meeting when Ineos told Eric Ten Hag that we don't like what we saw. You can't keep playing your team like this. This is not what we want next year. I'm pretty sure this was a made-up story. But the point is, you got to think about man management and stuff like that. And I think Eric Ten Hag, he could have changed that game. He could have made that game easier. I mean, his tactics, Bandito, was crazy. I mean, he did not adjust. They were coming up heavy on our right side. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they weren't even really coming at him too much, but it was like we stayed with this press and high line thing, and I don't understand it, Bandito. I don't understand what we're looking at. This tactics, and it just seems like we're a mess right now. And this game just highlighted even more. I mean,
yeah, we still have mid-table and lower teams on the table just running through our midfield with one pass after they either win the ball back or they break our initial press. Our initial press isn't very good anyways. And then we have a 6 trying to cover way too much space. Casemiro couldn't do it. Kobe can't do it. And then because our back 3 or back 4 or back 2, whatever, we're in rest defense, they just don't have the pace to play a high line. They're worried about the spacing behind them. So there's just massive hole, massive space for teams to run into in the midfield, and 3-on-3s and that kind of thing. And then they were pretty good on the right with just crossing the ball, getting on the right and just cross the ball.
Big Mikey, what are you going to say? Is tactically, am I wrong for assuming that maybe Erik ten Hag could adjust his tactics and make it easier? Maybe just play just pack it in. Don't do any press. Don't do any press, because we can't do both systems wrong. He's got to pick something and just roll with it. I'd rather him just go. If he's going to just press him, do it all full go. If you're going to do pack and do put everybody in the back and put a lower block, do it. But this is not working, Mikey. And my whole thing was I'm upset about Erik ten Hag is I want him to come back, but I think he needs to do stuff to help himself.
So what happened in this game is that what we normally do in these games that makes the midfield so wide is that we attack with 6. So we have 6 up and then 4 back. Right, and then the midfield, I mean the right and left back, they will invert sometimes. They'll play an overlap, but we'll get the overlap wings, and we'll play the ball from the touch line near the goal back into a cutback, or we'll play on the edge of the box and put something in, or somebody can make a run. It's not too much in front of the goal we do, right? So what's happening, what I saw at least, is that we just looked bereft of ideas once we got into that attacking third, right? Garnacho had the worst game I've seen him play in a long time. He was highly ineffective. You have Wizza and Ivan Toney who can do it to you. They can do it to anybody. They're strong, they're physical, and they have pace. And Wizza could hit the ball out from far or near and score. Ivan Toney could do the same. They should have scored when Mbeumo came on, because Mbeumo does it too. And this is the same Brentford team we had to snatch a goal from at home. We struggle against them at home. So this idea that like they're gonna they're Brentford, they're a lower tier side, they're not they haven't had the results. They have had our number already. And we almost won the first one. They have the big physical center backs with pace. Attackers with pace that can, if you're not ready to run with them or bump with them, they're gonna take it to you. And all they did was play compact through the midfield, put passes together and take shots, and they should have scored. But when we attack with 6, it opens the midfield up, and Scotty can't get back to defend.
Oh, Scotty
can't get back to defend. Bruno's roaming. He's not always in the best position. Sometimes he falls asleep. And Manu's doing what he can do to make the game cohesive. So when we attack high, we leave those 2 or 3 guys in the back kind of vulnerable, and a lot of them don't have pace. Varane has a little. Licha has a little. He's still hurt. Maguire has none. If you play Lindelof back there, is no pace again. But they were just physical. They out-physicaled us, and they were just unlucky. They were unlucky. Onana had a decent game. He saved a double save to save the game. These guys couldn't put 2 passes together to set up anything cohesive at all. They just couldn't do it. The passing was shit. So, I can only put up so many tactics. If you guys can't pass the ball, can't talk to each other, can't get back on defense, there's only so much I can coach until you're not doing your job. And that's what I see with these guys. I mean, hell, we talk about Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag put on the guy that scored the goal that would have potentially won us the game. Late in the game, he put him on. He put on that guy for it to happen. Okay? It wasn't coming from anywhere else. Mason Mount they made it happen through some passing. But then what happens at the other end? Ball watching. Wan-Bissaka plays the man on. 4 men are watching the ball, and nobody's watching the midfielder tracking in, creeping in the box. The guy damn near takes a penalty. That's how close he is. But we have 4 guys watching the ball, and everybody's blaming Wan-Bissaka in the pub. In my pub, what do Wan-Bissaka every time? Yeah, Wan-Bissaka let it in, but there's 4 guys watching, all watching the ball at the same time. Who's gonna mark a man? That's simple shit you should be doing. That's not Ten Hag's fault if you're not doing that.
And you know what?
Some of the goals that
Beto, Mikey gets mad at me because I'm the dude that goes, these dudes are professional athletes. You mean to tell me they can't figure out how to just have a game awareness type of maybe I should go cover that space because since that guy's going there. And then you watch
Did they do it?
Pass the ball. We can't pass the ball.
They don't have that because there were some plays where they had a corner, and right off of the corner, there's 2 Brentford players, and there's only one Man United player to cover both of them. So that goes to tell me about their awareness on defense. And right when they came on the second half, what happens? Instead of them knowing on the second half, okay, we gotta come on the front foot. Manchester United lacks sometimes most of the time to be the protagonist in the game. Brentford, right off the bat, what do? They're out there hunting, trying to get a goal. There was a play where Wissa, he was back on defense. Then he was up front giving it to Tony. So that tells me a lot about our team, what we applauded them the prior game of that fighting spirit. They're playing with grit. They're playing with that desire to win, which they should have, first of all, that now we're blaming that on them. Like, hey, where was that fight? Where was that grit? They need to have that. That's the prerequisite, right? So not only do they not have that, but they didn't have that IQ awareness of where to cover spaces. When they're going up the pitch on offense, Bruno, what gets on a lot of the fans is that instead of him trying to recycle the playback or trying to look for a pass, he's too impatient outside the box, goes for a shot. You got to do the young dude that's hungry as a 9 that's in there. Try to play a pass, try to give it to him, but no. Most of the time, we're shooting shots outside the box that don't really get us any results.
So
don't register as shots technically because they're barely on target anyways.
Yeah.
It's like you look at the stats at the halftime or at the end of the game, it's just like no shots in the first half, no shots in target, even though we're taking all these dumbass shots outside the box.
The stats from this game was insane.
Woeful.
What was it like? How many touches they had? Like
they had 85 inside our area,
and that's the most in 5 years in the Premier League. We break records for the wrong kind every time.
I've been saying that all season.
And Benton, what I don't understand is all these dudes go away to international duty and they look
ball out. They go.
So what is it at Carrington when they get back
hate
there?
when you hate it. I absolutely hate when you say it.
Why?
Casey,
Go ahead, Beto.
Everyone doesn't want him in England. They're like, dude, one of their keys he was as a defense, Maguire.
Go ahead, Beto. You jump in there. I'm gonna let Mikey cuss me out again.
This is the difference between you and Mikey, Casey. Mikey sees the big picture. He sees the coach. He sees the coaching tactics. He sees the effort. He sees the players and what they're doing. And you just have it in your mind that these players are giving it their all, even though they're not, and that it's all Eric Ten Hag's fault and the players he played, or maybe he put the wrong guy or whatever. But if you saw the game, for Brentford, McTominay wasn't doing shit. He wasn't even there. I didn't
even have to see the game to know that.
I thought he was subbed off in the first half, but he played the whole 109 minutes of the fucking game. And
still scratching my head.
He didn't do shit. Marcus Rashford didn't do shit. He just has a little whiny bitch face on the fucking left wing, which is supposed to be his favorite spot. Wasn't doing shit. Garnacho did more than him. And that's a 18-year-old kid. And meanwhile, you got this guy who's supposed to be the youth. He's supposed to be fighting for the club and all these other things that everybody says. But he was just right there walking up and down the field, not doing shit with this little pouty face, crying because he wasn't getting the ball. You don't get the ball if you're not doing shit. And that's the things you don't see. If PSG is really offering the 80 or whatever more million for him because Mbappe's leaving, I say take it and get him the fuck out of this team. Sell him and sign him.
Rashford's not going anywhere, so don't convince yourselves he's going to go anywhere. The contract.
I hope he does.
Definitely speaking that gospel for Mikey right there.
Go ahead, Mikey. Here's it, and I'm going to go to Bandito.
Nah, Bandito, go ahead, man. Go ahead and say your piece on this. I'm going to need some time to cuss Casey ass out.
Oh, man.
Listen. Go ahead, Mike.
It's just lack of control. There's no... Ten Hag comes out and says he doesn't want a tennis match, and then it becomes a tennis match.
Exactly.
Let me ask you. I know, Casey, you kind of wear your heart on your sleeve. What was more gutting to you, that 4-0 to Brentford, or this match?
Oh, the 4-0, because this one, the 4-0 was a lot of
it was like the season opener,
Yeah,
right?
but we had a lot of expectations, a lot of hope, like new coach.
Coming up
Mhm.
preseason.
Oh
yeah.
no. Well, that one was shocking, but this one hurt.
No, that was before we signed Casemiro and all those other players. So we got our ass-
Yeah.
Right after that, that's when we signed Case, right?
that was
Casemiro, because
before.
that
Well, the four they were both shit. I don't know. I don't know, Mikey. I mean, Bandito. I think they both hurt. This one was just a little bit more disappointing because the manner of it. It just.
And
What's the point?
for what we
And
think
didn't
we need
deserve
to
it. I don't
accomplish?
even if we would have won this game, I'd have been like, oh boy, we
Because
did not
this,
deserve it.
this is at the end of the season, and there's a goal that we need to meet. We need to close the gap on
Yeah.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Versus, like you said, like they're just trying to figure it out. Can we play this beautiful?
Well, when you put it in that context, this one definitely hurts more. And I guess I was in the tank after this one, but I did hang out with people and made it feel better. But I was in the tank after this one because now, in my mind, top 5.
God,
I'm not even trying to
been-
talk about that.
that's
no
like
more.
the goal we're trying to reach, and yet
And I'm not too cool on the FA Cup right now because I just, we are. Let's segue into this. So after that game, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna hear me talking about expectations no more.
right.
So
All right.
top
I'm
4,
done
top
with that.
5, no.
I'm done with that.
Mikey, before we segue, I don't want to let Mikey not speak his piece. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh man! So when you say, "Oh, these guys go off and play internationally," and then they come back and it's a whole. First off, international ball, just knockout tournaments, friendlies, all those things. Is a different game than club football, right? It's a same game, but it's a whole other game, right? Who you're playing with the best people in the nation, the best people in your nation that are available. You are playing with. We're not playing with Wan-Bissaka. You're not playing with
structure.
you're not playing with these guys. Rashford's on the bench for England. Okay, he is on the bench for England. Let's just say, let's go ahead and start that now. Okay, so
Because
like
he
you're
didn't do
playing
shit.
with and you've been playing with these guys, Pauls. You've been playing with them for years. You've been playing with them since a kid, right? A lot of the time, you've been either done trials, you've played with them in the youth, you play with them in the 23s and all of that. So it's a whole nother different dimension of play. I mean, Southgate plays a back 5 at times. He plays a back 5 with wing backs. Okay, it's not the same thing what we're doing here. And plus, you're playing 38 games here. 38 games a stretch of the season. You might play, if it's not World Cup, 12 matches, 12, and you have a bench you can look towards. Ten Hag doesn't have a bench. Ten Hag has shit on the bench. Southgate could go, all right, I didn't. Madison, come on. Bellingham, come on. If you know what I'm saying? We can't do that. So like, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You're not going to get the same results as you do. It just doesn't work like that. They're two different games. It's a whole nother atmosphere when you talk about international play.
I didn't get nothing from that, Mikey. You didn't change me, so I'm going to just put that out there right now.
That's
but anyway,
okay.
this name has been coming up a lot today. Who's done with Rashford? Jeez, how you feel about Rashford?
Get his attitude together. I mean,
But are you going to give up on him yet?
You put up a post about he's one of the players that's there 10 plus years. We have
Yes,
like
I did.
4. We got like I think 4 or 5 that's been there 10 plus years. Like that's enough for me. I'm like I'm good.
Bandita, how do you feel about Rashford?
I don't think you get another Premier League 20 goal scorer.
Nope.
For the price that we're gonna get. If it's now, if we're talking Jack Grealish, Rice money, then yeah, then you can go out and get a 20 goal scorer, Premier League proven player. I don't think that's gonna happen though.
Wait, why you can't get that for 80 million? You can go out and get the guy from Napoli, Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, that dude.
You could go get him. You could go. We could have got Kudus. We could have got a bunch of guys that would do better than. They don't have to score 20 goals as a winger, but they'll do better than Rashford.
That dude from Napoli that Mikey's bringing up.
Yeah, I like him.
I watched a lot of them
I
last
like
year.
him, but
He's the baller, the one on the left.
yeah, he's got a weird name, but I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, Rashi's drop off has been incredible, though. I mean, because the thing is not, if he's not scoring, you can do other things to help the team.
Yep.
And I just don't see that.
I've told you my take on that. Exactly.
He's just moping on the
I've
field.
told you my take on that.
Beto, I know how you feel about Rashford already. You've already made it clear. But it's just a tough one because today I have a couple United people at my job, and they were just like, we should just sell Rashi and get rid of him.
Wait. Is Rashford a 20-goal scorer? He's done it once. He's scored.
That's what we were saying.
And in the Prem, he hasn't cracked that many goals.
Well, he's only cracked 20 goals once?
Last season?
Twice.
And not in the Prem. This is all tournaments.
Oh.
And the 2 times that he did it, it just so happened to be that it was the year that his contract was being negotiated. Then you know that.
Oh, that's a good point. I did not know that part.
Yeah.
Well,
I
guess I'm the minority here. I'm just not ready to give up on him. I think,
that's your problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's my problem. I mean, I'm just going off, he's had a lot of personal strife, and I'm just putting that onto it. So,
I'm ready for that open heart surgery that Wreck-It Ralph told us we need.
Yeah.
Speaking of open heart surgery,
like gut everything.
Injuries, and this is something it's been close to my heart all year because I've been screaming there's something wrong with the injury situation at our club that's not making sense.
Open heart surgery, gut that medical training staff, whoever is taking care in charge of the physio, medical staff, recovery, fire everybody out.
Something is not connecting with because guys you're coming back from injury and then you're getting injuries, and it's a different injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking about this, right? A little bit about Casey. At one point, are they pressured to tell them to give them the green light to play, or is the coach pressuring it? Is it have to do with everything, the structure wise, that because the coach is under fire, are they more just prone to say, okay, get them out there and play?
Well, the medical staff is supposed to override everything. Every university I worked with, anything I've worked with, the medical staff is there to protect the players from a coach, because you can have a situation where a coach is under pressure to win, like us, and then the coach will say, hey, how you doing, man? You think you can make it this game? And the player who doesn't want to disappoint the coach will go say, let me go tell the training staff I feel great. I want to play. But the training staff is supposed to do their thing and say, no, your testing is not this. This is not passing, no matter what. For example, when we heard Leacha had to take pain shots to play, that's not a good sign. Right. I remember that was like last season, right? Or was it the end of the last season or beginning of this season? But anyway, that's not a good sign, because he is doing something to pain lets you know something is not right. If you're taking pain shots to get through it, that's not right. But let me ask you guys think. Benny, how do you feel about this injury situation? Do you think it's just a fluky thing, that it's just one of those fluky years, or do you think it goes down to organization where we don't have? I think we have inept training staff. We just got a new doctor from Arsenal. Some of my Arsenal uncle them are telling me, he's a waste man. That's why you're about to give him to you.
It's like you don't remember when they had all their injuries. It's like, why are we taking Arsenal training staff people?
I don't know. I know Eric Ten Hag had to complain that he couldn't bring his training staff with him, or he didn't want to bring him with him. I mean, a lot of this too, it's on Eric Ten Hag. But let me ask you, Benito, when you heard Licha was hurt, and Victor Lindelof, and Harry's hurt, right? I mean, what did you think about all this industry? I mean, you've been around sports, Mike. Have you seen anything like this? Is this what can you say?
As far as the structure of the medical staff and that, the bottom line is we don't know. We're just
that's very true.
We're just guessing based on what we're observing. But one thing I will say is I'll go back to this lack of control and this basketball style of football. Players need time where they take off a few minutes and they just kind of rest. Players, they don't, when you're just crashing around in front of people and you're sprinting back and forth, it's just too. It puts a greater demand on your body. You start getting fatigued mentally, and you start making bad decisions and late clumsy challenges, and those are the kind of things that lead to more injuries, right? You know that, Casey. So
yeah, I mean, when you have a good structure and everybody knows what they're doing, you're not putting yourself under stress mentally or physically. Yeah, I get you, man. Go ahead, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so the bottom line is we don't really know. I mean, we know Ineos is after, the best in class throughout the organization, from the Chippy Tea lady to the training staff, right down to the CEO and the director of football. So hopefully this is something that gets worked out. A bad sign is that when players go on international duty, they're getting conflicting medical advice from their international trainers. So it's almost like Licha has to take some time off, go to Argentina, get with their doctors, and get a proper recovery to come back.
Get away from our team.
Get away from our staff, which is sad, right?
Benta, do you think that? Like, I like what Bandito's saying. When you have good structure, everybody knows what they're doing. The game could be easier, could be a little bit more fluid. But this is what Licha's fourth injury.
I think I've lost count.
Yeah.
I mean, do we need to be concerned about these players getting reoccurring injuries? Because is it fair to say that this guy could be heading towards injury-prone status?
No, because one thing one thing about how Ten Hag says that he always plays the best lineup, and he doesn't rotate many players. I think that's just an excuse for, like, who do I got? Like, you got Lisandro and Varane, and then your backup is Harry and Lindelof. It's like, come on, like you look at other teams, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna replace, I don't know, like let's just say Real Madrid. Like, I'm gonna replace Bellingham, and I'm gonna put Toni Kroos. But for us, we're gonna replace Bruno, and we're gonna put who? McTominay?
So you're saying basically he doesn't have, like, Mike every week. We don't have a bench, so you got to stick to these guys and play them.
Yeah, so it's like when you hear and see Bruno has played 99.5% of all the games he could have possibly played in his lifetime. Yeah, that's great and wonderful that he can do that. But at the same time, if you compare the first couple of games from the season to how he's playing now, you can see that he needs a break.
Yeah, but Lisandro's injury happened in training.
No, but
so I'm concerned about this guy might be broken down.
Yeah, but that goes with the whole, you can't rotate the squad. Like, you always got, like, a goalie. Yeah, a goalie can play a goalie hurt. A backup goalie hurt. But everybody else is like, you gotta rotate them, because if you don't rotate them, I'm not saying, one guy plays one game, then the next game somebody else has to play. No, but if you got 3 games, like one game on Sunday, one game on Wednesday, then another game on Saturday, either 1 or 2 of those games, you got to rotate them, because if you don't, then it's just, come on.
Our coach is feeling a lot of pressure to win now. So I think that might be playing into his decision-making too. Like, I need Sandro back. I need this guy back. Or I'm just going to leave Scotty in there for 90 minutes, which I don't understand. Mikey, I saw you shaking your head to something about guys' recurrent injuries. Sorry, but I'll get back to you. I wanted to get it to Mikey while it was hot.
Pause. I mean, bro, it's the same stuff. Like, it's the same. They're gonna play a lot of minutes. They have to, right? We don't have the like for like substitution that you would like, right? We're not City. We don't have a squad and then a 1A squad and a 1B squad. We don't have that. We don't have what Arsenal has. We just don't have it. We don't have the depth, and that's just gonna come with time, man. That's I
don't agree with you guys for this game, though.
Just like what Bandito said, man. We're going after best in class for everything. So best in class has to be the best bench possible that we can get. That's I'm looking at a backup striker. I'm looking at because Bruno does need a rest. I think Bruno is shit most of the time, but he could use a rest. He could use it. I don't think he's playing well because he is fatigued, but a lot of that too is Bruno's the one taking shots as well. He's the one like can't walk half the time. Going to take a cortisone shot to play next week. That's just how he is. You're not taking him off the pitch unless he's injured. He's just hurt. He's not injured, right? He's not out of the game. So I don't know, man. It's just the same stuff happening over again, and this is going to get Ten Hag sacked. And then we're going to go back in history and be like, oh, well, why did we sack this guy? He had 50 injuries for the season 5 years from now.
When we started the season, what were the positions that were in demand?
Striker, center, holding midfield, center back, and right back because Dalot and AWB were shit at first.
Well, right, yeah, that's true. But then we had right now. To me, I think we need fullbacks. We need a striker. My God, we need center backs.
Some proper holding,
and
we need center mid.
Everything.
This is a mess. And then, but what I don't get is why we're talking about signing Elise first.
We're almost talking about every single position.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
But
I feel for Erik ten Hag because this rebuild is going to be a rebuild, and it's like he's going to be part of two rebuilds. And
so Casey, it kind of seems like you're coming back around that. You're all on Ten Hag.
I'm not putting this. I've never put this on.
But
no, you guys don't listen to me. This is
Casey,
wow.
I saw what you posted the other day. How you were saying that 90% of the squad was Erik ten Hag's pick.
You see the shit he posts sometimes when he's mad.
You don't change the numbers and do that. Don't do that, Beto. It was
he's posting stuff from Ten Hag outers, from people who don't like Ten Hag. He's posting that shit from them.
Because the only players that actually were there that he could have chose from that he signed was Amrabat, Casemiro, Anthony, Onana,
Mount,
Rasmus, and
Mount.
And I don't even think I put Casemiro as
Mount scored a goal.
And that's it.
Why not?
I think that was like the front office. That was like
it's under his watch.
Yeah, but Casemiro was not his choice. Casemiro was made. The decision to sign him was made from the board because of the failure that they had given him for Frankie de Jong, and he had multiple choices. He wanted Frankie de Jong, he wanted Declan Rice, and he wanted the Benfica guy, João Neves.
Okay, yeah. But listen,
he didn't get none of them.
I want me.
Look at the deflection. Look at the major deflection.
Funds for that. We don't have the funds for Declan Rice. That was 100-something million. So don't.
No. Okay.
Anthony was 100 million.
But this is what I'm saying.
Why does everybody keep saying Anthony was 100 million?
Well, that's how much we paid for him. Like he's not 100
Is
million.
that true, Bandito?
No, it's 85. I don't know why they keep saying
100 million euros, so about 85 million pounds.
But
people switch it.
The what I'm trying to say though is
currency matters.
What I'm trying to say, Casey, though, is like if I were to tell you, hey, I need you to build me that table that you're on right now, and you're like, okay, I need some wood, some screws, and a head screwdriver, and I'm like, oh well, I got some staplers, some tape, and this bended wood, but I want a straight table.
First of all, I'm Jamaican. Don't understand me.
You're Jamaican. I'll have 3 legs.
That's what he's working with, and then at the same time, he can't go at the end of like the Brentford game and go on Sky Sports and be like, oh yeah, McTominay shit, I'm gonna sell him at the end of the summer, because no, then West Ham's gonna be like, oh, you want to get rid of him anyway, so here's 10 million, not your what are they asking for, 45 or 50 million?
Nah, he's not.
They're not gonna get that shit. I would have took the 30 million.
I like what you just said. After the game, he can't go over and say this player shit.
So he has to say that they play shit.
Erik ten Hag says some of the most confusing things after the matches, and it makes me sick.
Floppy.
Did you see what he said, Bandito, about they said, how do you feel about your team giving away 100 and something shots, 181 shots in the year of 2024? Are you okay with that? And he said it's perfectly fine as long as we get
that was
results.
Pretty daunting. That was like not something you want to hear.
he's not doing himself a lot of favors, is he?
No.
Yeah.
With
I'm pretty
endearing
sure.
himself to the supporters.
I'm pretty sure.
I get that he's not going to be Jose and slag off his players by name. You know, that's not what he does. He kind of protects his players. But, yeah, he's not doing himself any favors.
Mikey, these players are not protecting him, though, with effort. And that's my problem. He lets them get away with murder, and he backs them. No, at this point in their careers, some of these dudes need some public humiliation. Don't say he shed, his haircut shed, all that stuff. Just listen. He can say stuff like this. We have professionals out there who are not tracking back. We got guys back here who can't make a 5-yard pass. He can say that like that, vague like that. Just don't let them get away with it.
You don't say stuff. I don't know why does that work? It didn't. Look what happened to Sancho. The guy said he didn't train well, and Sancho said, "Fuck you, I'm going to another team." You can't say that. You don't say these things in the press. You just say them to the players. You go to the players. We don't know what he's saying to the players. We don't know what he's saying.
You're right about that. He could be
any of that stuff. But like, I don't care about what he says in the press. I don't care. The guy could English ain't even his first language. I don't know what the hell he's fucking saying. I don't give a fuck about that. I do know that he can't afford to really bench anybody because we don't have a bench. We're riddled with injury, and we don't have like for like changes at all. So like, what do you want? What do you want? We're so hung up on what he's saying in the press. It's like, yeah, slag the guy off to come bring on Amari Forson. Like, I'm not gonna slag the team off. I'm gonna stay behind the team. Then I'm gonna go into that locker room and say, "Hey, bro, what the hell going on with you?"
Chelsea.
Thursday. We might lose that game.
Nah, I don't think so. Chelsea's more shit than us.
Wow.
I think the last game we looked good was against them, wasn't it? Yeah. Wasn't that the last game?
Or was it Villa? We look good.
Both of them.
Villa 03, yeah.
I'm not allowed to say I'm confident. I'm not allowed to do that no more. So I don't know. Expectations from Villa.
No, you're allowed to say it. You just don't get to change every week.
What are you talking about?
Oh man,
I'm confident. These guys suck. They need to get out. This is the greatest team in the world. This team is awful.
I'm an emotional demon.
A roller coaster.
What can we expect from Chelsea in this match? Bandy, how do you feel about going this match? I mean, I'm not.
Stamford Bridge historically for us has not been an easy place to get 3 points.
Yeah.
A lot of times, it's neither team is going after it. They're just afraid to concede. I think Chelsea is one of the teams that is more Jekyll and Hyde than we are.
Yeah.
And on paper, they look like they got good players. They've got players that have been good in the past. They're just not putting it together. That sound familiar. So, yeah, it's who knows. You don't know what team's going to turn up for either side. We know that Chelsea concede a lot of goals.
They're going to get fined in the summer.
They're like, I think we're like what 0, and they're like +2 on goal difference. So, if we get goals, can we keep them from scoring? That's the thing. And who knows?
Yeah, this one is a tough one. Even try to
can't call it
because I don't even know who's healthy at this point.
I have no expectations for this game.
Yeah,
I think we still win 2-0.
My game
2-0.
What'd you say, Mikey?
I said I'm taking it game by game, man. I don't know.
It is game by game, but this
I don't know who's even gonna play that day. If I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and hear, oh hell, Marcus Rashford just broke his right foot, out for the rest of the season.
One thing you guys can all be reassured: there's gonna be another injury before that game.
Oh my!
I guarantee it.
Before Thursday,
yes, someone's gonna get hurt tomorrow.
You never know.
Or they're going to be something reoccurring because we've been told Rashford's been injured since Forest. Mm-hmm. And he's been playing with an injury. What is it?
You know, one thing I think is going to happen this summer. I think they have probably already told Eric Ten Hag that they're going to let him see out. He only has 1 more year left.
Oh, he's definitely going to be there next year.
Everybody's talking about, he has to prove himself to them this season. No, this season's over. Fuck this. We probably won't even make UEFA or whatever the new other one is called when you get
Veteran.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
Conference.
You have to finish 7th or 6th?
7th. Six now. Well, depending on how the English teams finish, but right now it's 6th. But I think Ten Hag already knows in the summer these players are gonna leave. Don't talk shit about them because they're gonna lower the value if you say that this guy sucks or that guy sucks. And he's gonna go in for a massive clear out and a massive signing. Because look, the rumor right now is
that boy spitting.
We're looking for 1 center back, 1 center mid, and 1 forward. But then you also got to take into consideration Johnny Evans already said he's retiring. So, okay, maybe he gets replaced by Kambuala because Kambuala signed his new senior contract. But then Varane's contract is done. He still doesn't want to lower his salary, even though all the stuff he's saying. He wants to take a small pay cut, he's making, I think, $340,000. United offered him $220,000, and he said no to that because he wants something around $300,000. Fuck that. And then Maguire still wants to leave, even though he's over here saying that he wants to stay and that he loves United and all this stuff. Lindelof wants to leave too because he wants to play first team. Inter Milan want him, and they already offered $20 million. We said no. The asking price is $35 million, and Inter didn't want to do that in the winter. So right now they're in first. They're probably gonna win the league, and then they're probably gonna come up something like $30 million, and maybe Lindelof. So we could possibly lose Evans, Varane, Lindelof, and Maguire, and we're just gonna be left with Kambuala and Lisandro. So we gotta replace 3 center backs, just right there.
Tadibo.
Left back. I know everybody's all worried about left back because Shaw in Malaysia. We got Alvaro Fernandez is out on loan right now, and then you also got Harry Amaz, who's 23. He's also out on loan. The only reason you're not hearing about that is because
Amaz is on loan.
Yeah, Harry Amaz. Let me see. What's the guy's name? He's an English. Brandon Williams. 23-year-old. The only reason he's out on loan, I just found out recently, was because a 17-year-old girl was accusing him of rape.
That's very on brand for United. That's a United man right there. Bring him on. Bring him on. Texas talk. That's who we need.
Okay, but United loaned him out so that he wouldn't bring more bad press to the club, but he won his case.
Mental stop. I know he did whippets. He sucked the balloon. That's it.
The girl photoshopped Instagram that he never sent those direct messages, so she lost the court case. He won. He's innocent. He didn't do nothing.
Man,
he didn't even message the girl.
Okay, we're gonna have to give you your own show.
You're
gonna need your own show, and it's gonna be on OnlyFans because you're going wild right now.
And then everybody keeps saying that we're gonna get right backs. No, the right backs, that's it. They're staying. They're renegotiating AWB's contract, who's the backup to Delot, who still has I think 2 or 3 years. And then center mid, they want to get rid of Casemiro. Eriksen wants to leave because Eriksen wants first team. So there goes 2 more guys that you got to replace right there. And then in the wings, Ahmad wants to go to Sunderland. He already talked to
Okay, I got to stop you, Beto. I got to stop you. We got to say everybody's got to do their closing. We got to get another sponsor. We got to go another hour. Because this always happens every week. Once we get going, it's time to go.
Thanks for all that detail.
All I'm saying is this summer window is going to be a crazy summer window of ins and outs. I'm telling you right now. A bunch of people are going to be gone, and a bunch of people are going to come in, and you're going to be surprised. Oh, I can't believe they got rid of him.
There's not going to be that much movement. Okay, we got to do this next week. You got to do this next week. You got to come back on here next week.
You'll see. I mark my words. April 2nd, 7:50 p.m. I told you so.
Okay, that's his closing remarks. Bandito, anything you want to say in closing remarks?
Yeah, I want to shout out and big up my homie in Manchester, his organization called United in Sobriety. Sober football fans, we know a lot of football culture is, drinking and drugs and these fellas, instead of cans on the train and into the pub and acting wild and all that stuff. These guys are supporting each other in sobriety. So like the Brentford game, they went down to Brentford instead of, drinking on the train, getting in the pubs and getting pissed up. They went to some of the lower division sides out in London because there's like 20 of them, right? So they'll go youth football, lowers, and then his organization, they partner with some of the lower leagues and even United and City and Tottenham and then like Dundee United and Rangers, gifting tickets as rewards for people, working in their sobriety and maintaining their sobriety. So just want to shout out my homie Gaz, his organization, United in Sobriety, for giving sober football fans like myself alternative to do instead of being pissed up out in the pub.
Respect. Mikey, you real quick.
The Lakers are in 9th place still.
Oh, Cheese, you.
Hey, hold on now. Hold on. Wait, it's a blood clot minute. I just want to say, I've been kind of bad to one of our people that we know, and I just want to apologize. I said a lot of stuff that was out of character about families and such and stuff. So let's go ahead and make that right and just go forward, man. We're all Reds. We're all folks here.
Peace.
All I'm saying is good luck to Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag for the rest of the season. Stress me out and my health for the rest of this season. Good luck to all of them youth there.
All right, Jerv, you quick.
We on to Chelsea. That's all.
This has been another one of those casual Reds. We'll be back next week, and we'll let Beto talk first so he can get all that crazy shit out the way. Shout out to Bandito, Mikey, Beto, the guys in the studio.
Thanks for coming through.
Guys.
It's been another one. Chelsea.
2-0 against Chelsea.
You are listening to Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle, Jeremy Sanchez, and Mikey Douglas, only on LA Talk Radio.